any of them? You should, because they're everywhere. They're Christians. For 2,000 years, humanity has been living a lie. We are involved in a war that has spanned countless ages. Corporate bigwigs and the powers that be are responsible for the largest cover-up in human history. The war on Odinism. Odin and his religion have been suppressed through the ages in favor of a religion more to the liking of the man. That religion is Christianity. Now the truth, the ultimate truth, shall be revealed. I beseech you, my misinformed friend, do not hit the stop button. Let the film play on. You have nothing to lose but your chains.
Have you ever heard of Odin, let alone Odinism before? Not surprising. A mere 2% of the Northern Hemisphere's population have. If that doesn't give you an idea of how vast this conspiracy is, maybe you should have your head checked. But don't take my word for it. Look at the facts.
In 1917, the Rio Principe assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, thus instigating World War I. But there's more to it than that. You see, the Archduke had recently been exposed to Odinist texts by the Russian mystic Rasputin, and was ready to convert to the religion of kings. But the Archbishop of Canterbury, Randall Thomas Davidson, wouldn't stand for an Odinist leader. So he had the lowly Principe, dying of tuberculosis mind you, assassinate the Archduke before this could take place. Millions lost their lives as a result of the brutal combat in the First World War. And we have Archbishop Davidson to thank for that. And let's not forget that the war also led to the Bolshevik Revolution, which led to over 70 years of communist rule in Russia. Coincidence? Not if you take into account the fact that the uprising was mostly funded by Pope Benedict XV, who wanted to exterminate the Odinist Romanov dynasty. Remember, Rasputin got to them too. Following the death of Lenin, Pope Pius XI went out of his way to make Joseph Stalin the new leader of the Soviet Union, as opposed to the more popular and more Odinist Leon Trotsky, who was exiled to Mexico for the rest of his life. Stalin became one of the bloodiest leaders in world history, killing more people than Hitler and more Russian Odinists since Napoleon's failed crusade in Russia in the 19th century. How many Odinists have to die before the truth comes out?
Now let's meet some real Odinists. If you aren't convinced yet, this, I'm sure, will do the trick.
Praise be the glory of Odin! Odin! Hail Odin! He has been denied by the people of this earth. But no longer! Because we are here to tell the truth about about Odin? The truth! Hail Odin! Not just the truth! Are you ready to hear the truth? Are you ready? Hail Odin!
Hello, my name's Frank, and I'm here to tell you why you should consider Odinism. You see, the thing about Odinism is that it is much better than Christianity. Take this for example. If Jesus Christ and Odin got into a fight, Odin would totally win. In fact, he might pwn or dominate said Jesus. Another thing to consider. Odin has a son Thor. Now this son Thor, he once outdrank a group of frost giants. Can the same be said for the Son of God, Jesus Christ? I don't think so. Take this other fact into consideration. Some have reported once you become an Odinist, candy happens to fall from the sky at regular intervals. This is quite a boon from the god Odin. Think about it.
You know, this whole thing is ridiculous, okay? There is DNA evidence that proves that the runes discovered by Odin can cure cancer. That's science, and that's something Christians don't want you to know.
I mean, just think about it. What famous Christians have there been in history? Hitler? Stalin? Osama bin Laden? Yeah, they all suck. Think about all the famous Odists in the world. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King. I mean, come on. There's no comparison.
In fact, Martin Luther King wasn't a Christian reverend at all. Truth is, it was a front for his Odinist crusade. He was on a mission to convert the civil rights activists of America from Christians, particularly his own parish, to Odinists. You think James Earl Ray shot Martin Luther King because he was a black civil rights activist? You think he shot him because of the I Have a Dream speech or the Nobel Peace Prize he won? Nah. It was because of Odin. And if that isn't enough for you, during our little escapade with Frank and his Odinist followers, we ran into an independent researcher who has more physical evidence proving the Christian conspiracy to smother Odinism out of society.
Through years of research, I've compiled this graph. As you can see, the number of dead people clearly coincides with the rise of Christianity, proving that Christianity is the number one cause of death throughout time, and graphs do not lie. There are also many other frightening statistics about Christianity, such as 28% of all Christians had at least 1,000 partners in their lifetime. It's also a fact that 72% of all Christians do not rewind their video games before returning them. 95% of the Deep South is also Christian. Just think about that. Do you want to be like the Deep South? Those are facts, the facts cannot be disputed.
Have you ever noticed how much money there is in Christianity? You know, you spend your money on the Bibles, you spend the money on the holy relics, the gold-plated crosses. Where do you think that money goes? Charity? Souls in purgatory? No, it's all for doomsday devices. These people are trying to destroy the world with their hurricanes and their tornadoes, and that's where their money is going. So preach Odinism and save the world. By the way, Valkyries are hot.
Do you still think Christianity's the religion for you? Well, take a look at this.
While Christians are resting on Sundays, repenting to God, you know, doing all that lame stuff, Odinists are having fun!
So, what have we learned today? Well, I think I should ask you that question. What did you learn from all this? Hopefully you learned the truth about Christianity and about Odinism. If not, Well, we don't need you. We're going to be working round the clock 24 hours a day for the rest of our lives until Odinism is king and Christianity is just a pauper. And remember what the fellow said. At the end of it all, this will all be sublime, but not ridiculous.